Hey guys, it's me Hori, and well, I'm back again. With another video. Haven't uploaded in a few weeks. That's besides the point. But so yeah, as you can tell from the title, today I'm making a movie review. Now I haven't made a movie review in 4 years. It was the only movie review I ever made. It was for Avengers: Infinity War. I like made it the day I think I saw the movie. Also, don't mind my hair. It looks a bit weird because it's getting way too long, but I'll get a haircut soon, I guess. What was I gonna say? But yeah. So I decided, now that I'm back with YouTube, I'm gonna think, what should I upload and what not, and I decided, I'll upload a movie review. And what better movie to start with than with Wabang! It'll like be on the screen right about here. Maybe, probably here. But yeah, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. It's the most recent movie I saw, and it kind of makes sense because, the last movie I ever reviewed was a Marvel movie, so now we're back with another Marvel movie. And so yeah, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. It had a lot of hype going into the movie. Especially from the trailers and everything that was showing, all the rumors about all the possible cameos from different movies and alternate universes and whatnot. And when it like first came out, and even like now, I see a lot of people saying that it wasn't that good of a movie. They call it the Multiverse of Midness. Yeah, just a lot of people that I was surprised to see like not a lot of people like really enjoyed it a whole lot. I personally thought it was pretty good, but we're gonna get into that as the video progresses. Obviously, movie review. But yeah, so I thought it was pretty good. Was it like the best? What was I gonna say? Was it like the best MCU movie? Obviously not. Will it be the best one of this year? Maybe, because I do know Thor Ragnarok is coming. No, Thor, what was it called? Love and Thunder, right? I think the new Thor movie is coming out in like 2 months, and I think Black Panther 2 is coming out in November. I think I don't remember, but yeah. So there's still a chance that this might not be the best MC movie of the year, but so far, obviously it's like the only one that came out this year. But I enjoyed it. It it definitely, I feel like there's less plot holes and stuff in this movie than in Spider-Man No Way Home. Oh yeah, also spoiler alert, forgot to mention that at the beginning. Um yeah, just spoiler alerts for all of my movie reviews and whatnot. But so yeah, it felt a bit more consistent, I guess you could say. And one of the main things that I saw a lot of people talk about, like one of their reasons for why they didn't like Multiverse of Madness is the fact that they said, "Oh, it felt like a Wanda movie, not a Doctor Strange movie." And personally, when I was watching the movie in the movie theater, I didn't really feel like there was like too much Wanda and not enough Doctor Strange. I thought it was actually pretty perfectly balanced. Um, I felt like we got a good amount of Wanda to like progress the story, I guess you could say. And obviously, it's a Doctor Strange movie. Um, I How do I word this? He got enough screen time, is what I'm trying to say. Which obviously should be the case. It's his movie, and I don't necessarily agree with the people that are saying that Wanda got too much screen time or that I feel like her own movie. Also, we got the addition of a new character into the MCU, America Chavez, which is pretty cool, I guess. Uh, And one thing that I want to talk about is the fact that this was very much presented as like the first MCU horror movie, not the first Marvel horror movie. Obviously, there's been a lot of horror elements in movies like Blade, and specifically the more older movies from Marvel, not specifically in the MCU. But yeah, this is definitely like the first. I agree with the fact that this is like the first MCU horror movie. It was announced beforehand, like when was it? I don't remember. I think it was like the director or somebody that like said it was gonna be a horror movie, like the first ever MCU horror movie, like a year ago or 2 years ago. The original director, because I think there was like an original director, and then he left, and then they added Sam Raimi to direct the movie, which obviously he's known for his horror movies, and the Spider-Man trilogy, which when I went to go watch it back a few months ago in order to like get prepared for No Way Home, it like just hit me. There's a lot of horror influence on the Spider-Man trilogy, but that's besides the point. Back to Multiverse of Madness. Yeah, there's some very obvious. This is definitely the probably the most graphic MCU movie. There are definitely some scenes which, spoiler alert, once again, all the death scenes between the Illuminati. They got folded in like 5 minutes by Wanda. Also at the very beginning, the what was it? Doctor Strange like impaling the big demon thing's eye, and just ripping it out. Like I knew, obviously, as I already mentioned, I knew this was gonna be a pretty like violent and disturbing and scary MCU movie, but this was like what, like 10-15 minutes into the movie. I did not expect to see a gigantic eyeball fall out. It was pretty cool though. And yeah, the one of the more like well known graphic scenes from the movie is obviously Black Bolt's death, with how like he was gonna like use his voice and whatnot, but then his mouth got like shut, and then he just kind of. So I thought that was pretty cool. Me and my friends who were watching the movie, we were completely like like whoa, like we were not expecting that to happen. And yeah, so there's a lot of people that like specifically like adults that are like saying, oh, this shouldn't be shown to kids, but PG-13, and a little other thing um that has to do also with the rating and whatnot. There's a lot of people saying that, oh, it should have been rated R, or some people saying it pushed PG-13 way too hard. And I don't necessarily agree with that. Like, it's definitely a very, like, uh, as I said earlier, the most graphic, probably, MCU movie. It definitely pushed the PG-13 rating, like, in MCU terms. Like, the last time anything like this graphic showed up in the MCU would have to have been, like, I don't remember. And I'm not counting the Disney Plus shows because I haven't seen them yet because I don't have Disney Plus. But I have heard like Moon Knight was pretty like like heavy or something. I don't know. But off the top of my head, I can't remember the last time we saw something as graphic as an eyeball getting pulled out, zombies coming back to life, somebody's mouth causing their head to explode, somebody getting sliced in half by a shield. A lot of spoilers, but I already said spoiler alert. And yeah, so it definitely pushed the rating, like the heavy tone and the PG-13 rating for MCU standards, but probably not in the overall general PG-13 standards. Or there have definitely been much heavier things in PG-13 movies that have like gone close to rated R, like what I mean. But that's besides the point. Besides the ratings, back to the movie itself. I did enjoy the movie. I for some reason I thought it was gonna be a lot longer, but when I found out it was like only barely like 2 hours, I was like, oh, a bit of a pleasant surprise, I guess you could say. Or was it was like a little less than 2 hours, I think. But yeah, I was like, oh, because the last MCU movie I saw before that was No Way Home, obviously, and that was how long? It was a little over 2 hours, I think. I don't remember, but I like, I thought to myself, it's just a multiverse. It's a pretty big movie. I expected it to be a bit longer, and when I found out it wasn't gonna be as long, I was like, oh, cool. It's hopefully they'll be able to fit in all necessary things for it to make sense, and I thought that they did. I never felt like there was anything like like that left me wondering, but how does this make sense, or how does this like connect with the rest of the movie? I thought it was all pretty. I thought it was all tied together pretty well, I guess you could say. Also, talking about Sam Raimi and his like horror influence, a lot of the shots in the movie were pretty cool, and the CGI was pretty alright. Also, like I enjoyed it. I know it's been kind of like a recent trend from MCU that the CGI doesn't look that good, especially like one like the off the top of my head, the recent trailer for She-Hulk. I like saw the trailer in like very low lighting. Like my phone brightness was really low, and I was outside, so I couldn't really pay attention to the details. But looking back, yeah, some of the CGI does look a bit eh, and some of the CGI has looked also a bit in like more recent MCU movies. But it didn't look like terrible in Multiverse of Madness. I think it also has to do with like the way Sam Raimi directs and shoots and whatnot. Uh, but yeah, I enjoyed the movie through like all the way through. Let's see, what else should I talk about? Because I feel like this is kind of short. And I haven't done a movie review in 4 years, as I mentioned. I don't really remember how to make a movie review, so I'm sorry if it seems a bit all over the place and not consistent, or if I forget to talk about some major parts of the movie. Uh, yeah, I can't really think of anything else right now. Also, seeing all the cameos from a bunch of different movies and like new introductions and whatnot was pretty cool. Seeing Professor X, from the X-Men movies from Fox, even though like technically isn't the same Professor X from that like series because he died like a bunch of times in that series. But still, seeing what was his name, Patrick Stewart as Professor X one more time in the little yellow thingamajiggy, it was pretty cool. Also, Reed Richards from the Fantastic Four, pretty cool. And I can't wait to see the Fantastic Four finally be put into the MCU officially in like what 2 years, I think. Maybe they're gonna make the movie for the Fantastic Four in the MCU. I don't know, but yeah. And just overall, the whole concept of the multiverse and whatnot in the MCU, it's cool and whatnot. Um, but yeah, I think that might be it. I don't remember. Well, I can't think of what else to talk about. Uh, yeah. So I guess kind of like final thoughts and the rating. I enjoyed it. It's one of my favorite MCU movies. I very much liked like everything about it. Contrary to what a lot of people on the internet were saying, like, oh, it wasn't, felt like a Wanda movie, or it was too violent, or why introduce the Illuminati just to have them killed off in like 5 minutes? Which, talking about that, also, I feel like that's kind of necessary in a way to kind of show how powerful this new version of Wanda really is. But yeah, overall, I think I liked it a lot more than like most people on the internet would say. Uh, and yeah, so pretty cool. One of my favorite movies of the year so far. Um, 7 out of 10, almost 8 in terms of like MCU standards. Yeah, like 7 out of 10, I guess. It's like maybe in my top 10 MCU movies of all time. Uh, maybe in my top 10 Marvel movies of all, no, top 15 Marvel movies of all time, like in general, including the MCU, the X-Men movies, the Fantastic Four movies, the Spider-Man trilogy, Amazing Spider-Man, just including all Marvel movies ever. Probably like one of my top 15 Marvel movies. Yeah, 7 out of 10. Uh, can't think of much else to say. Uh, yeah, thanks for watching. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, 7 out of 10. Definitely go watch it, and if you like haven't watched it, no, I mean if you have watched it already, maybe just watch it again, and maybe it'll grow on you. I don't know. I'm not a professional movie reviewer. I'm just some YouTuber. Um, but yeah, that's about it for today, I guess. Thanks for watching. I'll see what else I'll upload. Ow. Ow. I'll see. I'll think of what else I can upload soon. And yeah. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot. Also, my hair looks really weird. But yeah, Multiverse of Madness, 7 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. All that shabam. Yeah. Woo.